Hello, Golf Clash fans. I'm going to post my main expert qualifying that I did this morning, and this is shot 1. I made a little mistake here. I'm playing it with the quarterback and at plus 10, full top, 4 and a bit right. The mistake I made was I didn't push it all the way back up after my adjustment. I just pushed it up a ring or so, and that wasn't enough because it left me at almost max sniper and quarter of a ball of right curl. And it's great proofed, so that's a good thing. Yes, definitely could have got more distance on this. 356. And so this is the second shot. This has got me a little befuddled. I still need to work on this one. I did it at plus or minus 5% uphill. So I still haven't got figured exactly where to put this ball guide. So I did 1 3/4 backspin, or 1.5 backspin, and 4.5 right spin, offset a little bit to the right, but it, as you will see, I adjusted. I was almost at max. It was about 80% and 70% on the slider, and I hit right in the middle of perfect. But there seems to be a little bit of a glitch. So that ended me in the rough, and I guess I have to use more backspin because that was quite the hop. But my third shot, and I've decided to not use my end bringer Nirvana. I always put full top spin on. Come back, no elevation. My trusty Nirvana, and hit perfect.
Perfect shot.
Gotta love those perfects.
Birdie.
So that was hole 1. Got a birdie. So then hole 2. So hole 2, I did plus 10% downhill using the quarterback 10, and it's right at min right now. White ring, 1.5 back, full right. White ring a little bit into the rough there. Did 12.12 o'clock, 12:01 o'clock. Adjusted it at about 20%, a little bit of right curl, a little bit of OP.
Perfect shot.
Hit perfect. And it was dang close, so maybe not quite as much right curl, and that would have dropped. So that was an ooh. I was kind of excited about that. That's the closest I've been. And so shot 3 was plus 10%. I'm using the quarterback. Got a lot of use out of the quarterback this time. And the Kingmaker, plus 10%. And I backed off a little bit on the top spin, and I'm not going to do that next time. Added a touch of left, because it does slope at the end there to the right. Don't want to end up in that rough.
Great
And
shot.
dang that great right again. Definitely don't back off on the top spin. That's a for sure. So then I decided, okay, we're going to use the sniper. And 0 elevation on the second shot here. Got a sniper 10. At max, full, almost full top. Almost full left. 1 bar short on each. Adjust at max. And a little bit of quarter ball, little bit OP, quarter ball, left curl, hit
Perfect
perfect.
shot.
And I like where that's sitting. So that's hole second shot. Here's the third shot. Played 0 elevation. Got the Goliath. Max. And it's such a glitchy. Go up farther and use more backspin. Almost full backspin, left spin. And I was offsetting a little bit to the right, but I'm not used to the Goliath. So I was still a little bit short, and it's almost 50% mid on the Goliath, a little bit of right curl,
Perfect shot.
and hit perfect. And what happens? It
Nice
stops
on.
just short. So if I put the ball guide right at the hole, it would have dropped. So I know that for next time. So I got the birdie on that one. Don't need to see the last shot, just a waste of time. So hole 4 and plus 10%. And this is first time using my APOC 3. Set it up at the 2-yard mark in the middle there, a little bit to the right, full top, 5 1/4 left. Almost full adjustment. About 95%. And half a ball of left curl. And hit perfect
shot.
again. Got to land right before, so I like the distance of this. Actually, it went a little far. I was really quite surprised. 351, how far it went with the APOC. And the second shot. So this is the Hornet. Trying to offset a little bit to the right because it seems to, ball always seems to bounce. So I'm about 90%. So a touch of backspin, offset to the right, and 3/4 of a ball of right curl almost to the hole because of the compressed ball guide. Make sure you bounce on the green, not on the fringe. I used a little bit of left.
Perfect shot.
And guess what? Should have used a little more left and not offset
Nice
quite
on.
so much. So that was a ooh cry, because I almost dropped that one too. So we'll get those for the week for the opening round. So that was hole 4. He got a hole in 1, my plumber guy. And this is my shot on hole 5. Now I'm trying the 10% downhill red ring almost to the rough line on the right, and 4 backspin. It looks like it should go to the hole. Trying to almost, yeah, aim it more to the right. A little bit of right. Hit
Perfect shot.
perfect. And too much to the
Nice
right.
on.
So that was close for a drop. Maybe I can get that dialed in for the opening round as well. So here's hole 5, or pardon me, hole 6. Now, I'm getting better at this hook thing, but I definitely have problems using a phone for the curl. So I'm going right where the ball guide almost disappears. The white ring at max is lined up to the rough there. And I'm adjusting 25 rings. I'm using 333 ball, 3 top and full right. And it just, my finger seems to slide off and I can't seem to get it to, and it doesn't really do a full slice. So I was a little scared, but it worked. So right in between the trees. I don't know what all these extra emojis are for. So I thought I had a pretty good chance at a Goliath rough bump here. And I'm at max. Red almost at the rough. So I use almost full top spin. I'm adjusting it at about 80% back, or 85% back. And I use a little bit of left. We're not sure. A little bit overpower. Hit
Perfect shot.
perfect. And shouldn't have added the
Nice
left
on.
and shouldn't have added the overpower. So got to get that dialed in and not go right to the hole. Yeah, so I dropped that for an eagle. Well, want to see it's my first eagle this round. We'll show my eagle. Yeah, and this poor opponent, they were just having a heck of a time. Bunker to rough, and
Eagle.
so got my eagle. And then hole 8, doing the quarterback, almost max, so about 98%. 10% downhill. Yellow right at the back of the fringe, full back. Spin, pull it back a little bit. Trying to aim for the hole. So the yellow is just at the back of the fringe there. Almost at the rough line, or fairway line. Adjust about 90%. Slider, a little bit of right curl, a little bit of OP.
Perfect shot.
Hit perfect. Thought I had a real chance at this. Ends up hitting the rough. But dang close.
Nice on.
So maybe I can get that dialed in as well for the opening round. So I got the birdie there. Hole 8. Don't like this hole much at all. but I'm doing plus 10% using my APOC again. Red ring at the left ruff, full top, or as much top and as much left as I can go. Adjust it max. Oh, yeah, I put the red ring more to the left. And OP and a full ball of curl.
Perfect
Hit
shot.
perfect. And it was perfect. Weird emojis. Oh my goodness. And so my second shot, I didn't play any elevation on this either. Going for the sniper up the hill. I'm at max. So I went right to the pin, and I shouldn't have done that, I don't think. Offset a little bit to the right. So right at max, I couldn't complete the adjustment. So I used a little bit of left and a little bit of OP for the compressed ball guide.
Perfect shot.
And
Nice on.
came up short. So a little more OP because I was at max. So yeah, I maybe could have got farther on my drive. So I got the birdie there. And here's hole 10 or hole 9. And at least I got the birdie. So I'm still learning on this one. I'm at the 13 yard, 14 yard mark. I'm using my APOC again. So 4 and a bit, 4 right spin. Of course at max. And some overpower and a half a ball of curl. Almost, and that was not, and of
Great
course
shot.
a great right does not help. Great left would have been way better because I clipped the bad rough and came up quite short. So I'm not sure, I might, maybe not so much right spin or right curl. Yeah, so then I end up, of course, being short on the sniper. That I did that drive at plus 5% downhill. This is plus or minus 10% uphill. And I'm going to have to use backspin because I'm at max. So I do 3 backspin, 1 right spin, and going to have to overpower it. So I adjust. And definitely needed more OP. Hit perfect.
Shot.
And clipped the rough again. So came up a little short. Definitely a little short. Definitely needed way more OP. So, oh, that was the second shot. Whoops, sorry. Sorry! Now I'm Canadian, so we say sorry a lot. So this is the third shot. And for the eagle, I'm using the rapier. I've decided to try the rapier 7 versus the Endbringer 4, just to see. It doesn't have the same accuracy, but I think because of the max top, yeah, look at how tiny that ball guide is. I mean, I could hit super great or super good and still drop it. Didn't need to offset any. Not
Perfect
much
shot.
ball in the air in that part. So hit the pin,
Eagle.
got my eagle, and finished with a minus 11 qualifying round. So hopefully, yeah, it holds. So best of luck, everybody, in your rounds. And that's the shank. Well done. He ended up with a Albie on 6. He's one of my clanmates in the Bushwhackers. So that's one of his alt accounts. So that's kind of cool. He did very well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope some of that helps. And best of luck, everybody.